like I've said Christmas so many times in the past hour.
We're talking about a Christmas movie.
Please like this. Please like this. Please like this.
Hi, everybody. I'm Mark.
I'm Valentina.
And welcome to Please Like This, the podcast where we discuss things that one of us loved that the other one never got around to. And today we're going to be discussing Muppets, A Christmas Carol, a movie about love and ghosts and puppets. They all go together.
Perfect.
Yeah.
The Holy Trinity.
Yeah. Love, ghosts, and puppets. The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
I mean, you already have the Holy Spirit in there, so.
Yeah, the puppets.
Right? Yeah.
Full disclosure with this episode. This is a second try at recording this Muppets A Christmas Carol episode.
Yeah.
We recorded this episode 2 months ago in October.
Yes.
And so we have already watched this movie and recorded it. And when Valentina went in to edit, pretty much all the files
was messed up. Very weird.
Yeah, we don't know what happened.
We don't know what happened.
It was unsalvageable.
Yes.
So we are recording this episode again and giving it a second try. So if the energy is weird, it's because we have already discussed this.
Yes. We've seen the error of our ways.
Yeah.
We have seen the Christmas yet to come.
We've seen, and
we are changing our future.
Yeah, we're Ghost to Christmas Future. You're damn right.
I don't know. Trying to connect it to the theme of the episode.
Mm-hmm. So because this is the second time that Valentina and I both have rewatched the movie, we have watched it a second time.
Yeah.
I think that we should try and discuss this, acknowledging that it's our second time.
Yeah, I mean, like, to be fair, till 2 months ago, I still had never seen it.
Yeah.
So, like, I still have that perspective.
Yeah.
And I still have, like, not seen any other Muppets things. So
Yeah.
I still have the same perspective of that as well.
And the Muppets,
so, Oh, we should say, this is your episode, Mark.
Yes, I chose this movie. This is my favorite Christmas movie of all time. I watch it every year. It's beautiful and very funny, and it's absolutely my favorite adaptation of A Christmas Carol.
Mm-hmm.
The Christmas Carol?
A Christmas Carol, yeah.
A Christmas Carol. It's just perfect and special.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's perfect and special and very, very funny. Yeah. So this is Muppets A Christmas Carol. It was the first movie that was released after Jim Henson had died.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it was the first.
I forgot about that.
Not even just like released. It was also, I believe, conceptualized and made without Jim Henson. Mm-hmm. And so this was a big watershed moment for the Muppet franchise of, can it continue without Jim Henson? And this movie was a great success. It has become like a massive thing in England. It re-releases in theaters.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it re-releases in theaters every Christmas. I don't even necessarily have a specific memory of the first time I watched this movie. But in high school at some point, I was like, oh, what was that Muppet movie that's like at Christmas? And so I looked it up and I watched it somehow and I loved it in high school.
You went back to this like on your own?
Yes.
Okay.
And I watched it on my own. And then every December, I pretty much just watched it by myself.
Yeah.
As
great.
like a Christmas tradition with myself. And it's just a beautiful movie.
Yeah.
And I love it. So this movie is very important to me.
Mm-hmm.
It's also the source of one of my great Christmas rages.
Oh, no.
I said that like that's a famous thing I do. I don't.
Yeah, I was like, do you often get angry at Christmas time?
No, not really. But this is the one.
You turn into an Ebenezer Scrooge.
Yeah. No.
Every December.
No, I'm nice. I'm nice. I don't know what I'm doing.
Well, I mean, even that, like, Ebenezer Scrooge would never pretend to be nice.
No, that's true. So I was, so every Christmas, my family does this tradition of Christmas trivia. and we divide up into boys and girl teams because it's like kind of even. And
So this is like your extended family as well, right?
yes, it's Christmas
Okay.
Day. It's everybody. It's me, my cousins, my aunts and uncles. My abuela doesn't play because she doesn't like games. Doesn't seem like it. And then my mom is like the ref who reads the questions.
Okay.
A couple years ago, I think 2 years ago actually, we were doing the Christmas trivia.
Mm-hmm.
And the question was, what role does Gonzo play in Muppets A Christmas Carol?
Okay.
And I said Charles Dickens.
Yeah, that's correct.
Off the top of my head. He says, his like first line is, I'm Charles Dickens.
I think in the opening credits it says like Rizzo as Rizzo the Rat, and then like Gonzo as Charles Dickens.
He's credited as Charles Dickens. He says he's Charles Dickens. He plays Charles Dickens in this fucking movie.
Yeah.
And my mom told me I was wrong. And I got mad because I watch this movie every damn year. And then the girls tried to steal, but they were also wrong.
What did they say?
I don't remember, because the trivia answer said that his role was as the narrator.
Oh, come on.
And I kicked up a huge fuss because I was like, that card is wrong. I am right. I'm going to look it up. We're going to get to the bottom of this because I know I am completely 100% right. I watched it a week ago. And I got so mad and I kicked up a huge fuss and my mom ended up yelling at me to stop. But I was right.
Okay, what game was this? Was this like Trivial Pursuit or something?
No, she got like Christmas trivia cards from some, like she has like a stack. And I got so mad.
Well, yeah, they are wrong, and you should issue a complaint, and they should
like,
give you a lifetime supply of Christmas trivia games.
Because literally, that's like if you were asked, like, oh, what role does Arnold Schwarzenegger play in the Terminator?
He's the Terminator.
And you were like,
right?
the answer was like, he's the protagonist. Arnold Schwarzenegger plays the Terminator. He says, I'm the Terminator. I'm a Terminator. And then the question is like, no, think about literary devices, you idiot.
Okay, so you probably haven't seen Tenet yet, right?
No.
Okay, so I have. And in Tenet, John David Washington's character is literally called the protagonist. And it's the most annoying thing ever. Like, he's never given a name. Like, he is credited as the protagonist. And he says, like, but I'm the protagonist. Like, there's this one scene that this older woman is, like, explaining the whole concept of the movie to him. And he's like, and she's like saying, like, yeah, but it's probably not going to work for you or whatever. And he's like, yes, it will. I'm the protagonist. And that's, like, the only time that he says his name as the protagonist. Like, it's awful. It's so dumb. But you know who's, like, really hot in Tenet?
Who? Michael
Aaron
Caine?
Taylor Johnson.
Oh.
Aaron Taylor Johnson is in the movie for, like, 10 minutes, and he's so hot in it.
Okay.
Oh, my God.
So that Christmas trivia is like Tenet.
Yeah. And that it's awful. Nah, Tenet was fine. It's just not for me.
Yeah. So that's my experience with this. And I love the Muppets. I've watched a lot of the movies. I've watched pretty much all the movies except for the ones that are like I didn't see the Muppets movie that came out with in 2012 with Jason Segel and Amy Adams.
I didn't either, which was like rare for me because I love Amy Adams and like I'll watch anything Amy Adams is in. I remember being like, am I gonna watch that? Mm-hmm. I don't have a connection to the Muppets, but I love Amy Adams and like never watching it.
Mm-hmm. But you've never seen any Muppets or anything.
Yeah, I've only seen
Muppets Wizard of Oz with Aaliyah.
Yes.
Not Aaliyah.
Ashanti. Yes. The only one that I've seen is Muppets Wizard of Oz. But yeah, I don't really have much experience with Muppets. And I just never watched this movie
Yeah.
until like 2 days before Halloween and this morning again.
Now in Christmas time.
Now in Christmas time. And I love it.
You loved it again?
I loved it again.
Yeah, because
Yes.
the first time in our first recording, you loved it, and were very nice about it, and
Yeah.
it made you very happy, and I was
I'm still that
hoping.
way.
Good, I'm glad.
It's still very good, very heartwarming.
Yeah.
I love it a lot.
It's one of those movies that only gets better every time you watch it.
Yeah.
You build a connection with it, and then even though you have an idea of you remember all the bits and the jokes and stuff that people do, it just makes you happier seeing them again, instead of being like, oh, I've seen this joke, it's not as funny this time around.
Yeah. I think this might be a thing where I will probably I'll put this on another Christmas.
Good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
Maybe next year we can watch it and talk about it as we're watching it.
Yes. I mean, like, maybe next year
we could watch it
each other.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you don't know this movie. It's A Christmas Carol with Muppets.
Oh, yeah.
That's the story. It's the classic Muppets A Christmas Carol. All of the characters are Muppets pretty much, except for Ebenezer Scrooge, who is played by Michael Caine, the British actor, who does an incredible job.
Yeah. I mean, he is one of the most renowned British actors of his generation, and he carries that with him to this movie.
Yeah. I mean, the thing that his big quote about this movie, because he loved this movie as he did it.
Good.
He's very happy he
better.
made it. He better, that monster. So the thing he said about his approach to this movie is that he's going to treat the Muppets like the Royal Shakespeare Company. He's not going to treat them as like Muppets he's acting with. He's like, these are serious actors. I'm not going to talk down to them or treat it as like a joke just because it's Muppets. He's like treating this as a real production of A Christmas Carol, except everybody around him is a puppet, like falling and sliding and yelling.
Yeah. Like, he's going to treat them as real serious actors.
Yeah.
And not toys.
Yeah. And it really ties the movie together.
Yeah. And you can tell that he took this seriously too.
Yes.
And he brings dignity to his performance. And even with acting with like this creepy little baby ghost thing that's not really fully a Muppet, but like maybe is. I don't know. Is that thing considered a Muppet?
Yes.
How?
Because it is a puppet and then they add effects.
Okay, well,
but it is like
that creepy thing is
well, because like I mean, have you ever seen The Dark Crystal?
No.
Well, Muppets, or even like Labyrinth with David Bowie. These movies
is Labyrinth a Muppet thing?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
but it's not like Muppets funny. Like Kermit's not in it, but there's like creepy, like actually creepy, scary, alien-looking Muppets that are still considered Muppets because they're part of the Jim Henson thing.
Okay.
But it's like it's
so
like
is everything
Disney...
Jim Henson Company produces considered to be a Muppet thing?
Pretty much. Any puppet is a Muppet from Jim Henson's.
So what is a Muppet? Like what is that? Like what is the M in Muppet?
I don't know.
Oh, is it moving puppet? I don't know.
I'm looking it up.
You don't have to look this up.
Well, now I want to know.
Okay.
Oh, Muppet came from combining the words puppet and marionette.
That makes so much sense.
Yeah, but he just liked the way the word sounded.
I mean, it's a good word, Muppet.
And there isn't a defined difference between a Muppet and a puppet. So it's basically just like it's a puppet or a thing that was like made to be a non-human actor in a movie, TV, whatever. It's a Muppet. If it was made by Jim Henson's company. If you haven't seen this movie, watch this movie.
Yes. It's on Disney Plus. That's where I watched it.
Yeah. It's lovely. It's fun.
Is that where you watched it?
If you're, yeah. Well, actually, I do own it.
Yeah. I was going to say. You own this on what, like DVD or like iTunes?
No, iTunes. Although it does come with bonus features and stuff. I've just never watched them. I should have watched the bonus features for this, so I could have talked about them, but I didn't.
Well, here's a bonus feature that I watched. The like added song or cut song.
Because so this movie is a musical. A lot of the Muppets movies do musical stuff in it. And this one has a lot of fun songs. It has like a dark, spooky song when when the ghosts are scaring Scrooge. But it also has like a love ballad that was cut from the movie because they said it seemed awkward, or
kids. What was it like? The kids weren't responding well to it in the screening.
Yeah, because it was very, very sad in like a way that was like romantic.
It's like mournful.
Yeah, it was like mournful. The song was literally lost for decades. Has literally been lost. It was put in the archives of Disney or Henson, I don't know, and was lost for years and was literally found a month ago.
Yeah, and like Disney put out the clip and I watched it when Mark sent it to me. But yeah, it's like in Christmas Past, Scrooge's former love is asking about like when they're gonna get married, and he's like, "Man, we don't have enough money to get married," which is like, yeah, you probably don't. And then she says like you don't love me anymore, and she's like singing about like how she realized that Scrooge doesn't love her anymore. And it's like deep. It's sad.
Okay, so it's probably good that they got it.
I mean, it's a good song. It's not like great. I think like the movie's still fine without it.
Okay.
Like I think the movie works perfectly without it. So it's not necessary.
Okay.
If they like made it a minute long song, then maybe yeah, put it back in. But like it's almost 3 minutes, I think.
And it would just drag.
It's just too long for kids.
Got it.
So I agree with the Disney execs or whatever, or Jim Henson execs, whoever told Jim Henson's son to cut the song. Right? It's his son that made the movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, his son took
over.
Name. I'm blinking on it too right now.
Wait. Okay. So while you're looking that up,
Brian Henson.
Oh. So Brian Henson made this movie after his dad died.
Yeah.
And Mark, I don't remember if we talked about this last time. Have you seen the clips of like the Jim Henson funeral?
I know it was like crazy.
It's crazy. Like all of the Muppets are there.
Yeah. And
also the people who like voice and perform the puppets are there. I don't know. What is it? Perform. So all of the people are there, and like they're mourning their friend and like collaborator, but also they're like performing as these puppets that are also mourning
their creator.
It's so weird. I think like Kermit sings a song. It's so weird. Wow.
Kermit sings like "Let It Be."
Oh God, I don't remember what he sings. I have to.
Does he sing "Rainbow Connection"?
I don't know. Is that a thing?
That's his famous. That's the famous Kermit song.
Oh, I only know the one about being green.
Someday we'll find it. Oh, Being Green is also another famous song. That rainbow connection, the lovers, the dreamers.
Oh wait, I know that song.
Yeah, it's a famous song.
Okay, so here's from the illness and death section of Jim Henson's Wikipedia page. In accordance with Henson's wishes, no one in attendance wore black, and the Dirty Dozen brass band finished the service by performing When the Saints Go Marching In. I assume that's a Muppets thing. I don't know what the Dirty Dozen brass band is. Harry Belafonte sang Turn the World Around, a song that he had debuted on The Muppet Show, as each member of the congregation waved a brightly colored foam butterfly attached to a puppet performer's rod. Later, Big Bird walked onto the stage and sang Kermit's signature song, Being Green. Dave Gels, I don't know. Him as Gonzo, Frank Oz, Kevin Clash, Steve Whitmire, Jerry Nelson, and Richard Hunt sang a medley of Henson's favorite songs in their characters' voices, ending with a performance of just one person. The funeral was described by Life magazine as an epic and almost unbearably moving event.
Wow. Oh, also another, I mean, just to get all these like facts out before we really start talking about the movie.
Yes.
So this is something that the Muppets kind of became known for after this, was adapting stories into movies with the Muppets playing the characters and with human characters.
Oh, right.
And this was the first time they did this. So it was a ton of big swings of adapting like an old story of like the Muppets, those silly cartoon characters, are going to do A Christmas Carol. Okay, we'll see if that works. And Jim
And it
Henson
did.
had just died. And it was the first time that this person who is voicing Kermit was voicing Kermit. But so this was like, it was like new Kermit, new idea, story direction for the Muppets as a whole. It was a lot of big swings, and it ended up being a
Hitting it
great
out of the
success.
park.
Yeah. And taking the Muppets into like a new
New era.
new era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of, I don't know if ironic is the right word, but like it's
Isn't
kind
it
of ironic
ironic?
that it's kind of ironic that Michael Caine like described his experience working with the Muppets as like working with the Royal Shakespeare Company, and then like the Muppets essentially became like a theater company, performing and adapting these like old stories
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
into their modern weird world.
Yeah, for kids, but also for adults. It's like, it's all,
Yeah, because like there's like Shakespeare will put on a performance of Twelfth Night every 10 years or something, and it's a different, not even every 10 years, like much less than that,
yeah.
but like it'll be a different interpretation and stuff, and like this is just the Muppet Theater Company or the Company of Muppet Players or
Yeah.
whatever.
The Royal
uh
Muppet Players present,
yes, they like put on
yeah,
their
Hamlet or whatever.
interpretation of A Christmas Carol, their interpretation of what else do they do? Wizard of Oz,
Treasure Island.
Treasure Island,
Yeah.
all of those things. And so, which like A Christmas Carol specifically is a story that has been interpreted many
So
times,
many
many
times.
different ways. Like,
And like every TV
was
show that has lasted more than a year has probably done some version
yeah,
of this story.
yeah, and like, I mean, it originated on the stage with like, I don't know if you've read. Did you read the A Christmas Carol, like Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol?
No.
I read it as a kid, and it was like, I mean, the book came from Charles Dickens performing this story on stage.
Oh.
I can't remember if like the book came first or if he like started performing it on tour, but like the original novel had these illustrations of like all the different ghosts and stuff. And Scrooge, and like that's where we get the image of Scrooge in his pajamas with like the little cap.
Cast, yeah.
That like that's what was literally drawn in the 1840s, I want to say. I don't know.
Yeah.
The 19th century.
Yeah.
And so, and like Charles Dickens would go and tour and tell this story on stage, and like that would, you know how people like buy tickets to see the Nutcracker every year?
Yeah.
Like they would go and buy tickets to
It
see
essentially
A Christmas Carol.
started the idea of like Christmas plays and stuff that happen every year.
I know that like Charles Dickens was also part of the modern idea of Christmas in England, like creating the modern idea of Christmas. I mean, Christmas is obviously a Christian holiday.
Yeah.
But like the past 200 years or so, there's a version of Christmas that is very agnostic and is not near at all about like the birth of baby Jesus, and is more about like what is in A Christmas Story or A Christmas Carol, and just like about the spirit of giving and like loving one's neighbor and stuff, which is a
generosity.
Christian, like these are Christian ideals, but it's not like about the origin of the Christian religion.
Yeah, even there's like ghosts and stuff. They don't talk about like hell.
Yeah.
Or heaven, really. You're like your afterlife is being a ghost, not in this story.
I already said like my general thoughts about A Christmas Carol that I loved it.
Mhm.
It's very good.
Mhm.
You should watch it if you want to feel joy.
Yeah. What's your favorite? We're looking at the Muppet characters in this movie. What's your favorite casting choice?
Rizzo the rat.
Okay. Rizzo and Gonzo
They're so cute together.
and this is the first time they were like paired up as a comedic duo, and it feels like this is what it always should be.
Mm-hmm.
It's just
Are they paired up together in other stuff too?
yes, after this.
Okay, good.
In Muppets Treasure Island they are.
Good.
In
Oh my god, to see Rizzo as a pirate.
Yeah. It's really good. It's just they're both able to be the voice of reason and the crazy person
Mm-hmm.
at various times. And it's always and they have very specific ideas of what they want to do. The rat is more greedy, but Gonzo is more clueless. But
What is
play off each other so
Gonzo?
well.
Is
He's
he
an
an
alien.
animal? He's an alien.
He's a what's it. He's not really like
He's a what's it? Is that a Muppet thing?
No, he's just like kind of nothing.
Oh.
The Muppets
Okay.
in Space is about figuring out what is Gonzo.
Seriously?
Yeah, because he's
I
not
can't wait.
he's not a rat. He's not a human. He's not he's not any other animal. He's
So
just,
is it like the Tigger movie?
yeah, except he goes into space.
Do the other people go into space too?
Yeah, it's been a long time since I've seen it, and I do want to do it for the podcast because I love that movie. But I just,
Yeah.
I really, it's been years since I've seen it. I just remember loving it.
Okay, I'm excited. We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So I previously don't really have much experience with Muppets. Now I'm like, why did I think I didn't need this in my life? Like, they're
you want
so
them
great.
all.
They're so great. They're all just like so happy and doing their own thing, and no one's really mean to each other. The only
also, like, it's not even just that they're they often they feel real.
yes, they feel so real.
Yeah, they feel like they have wants and needs and very clear desires of what they want in this world. And even in this, when it's kind of clear that like the Muppets are acting,
it feels like there's actual people playing out these characters.
Yeah, because I mean Rizzo's the rat, but then Gonzo, they call him Gonzo, but then he's also like, I'm Charles Dickens.
Well, there's that one point where he like falls, or no, he like gets the door, like gets hit by the door or something, and Rizzo's like checking on him, and he's like, Gonzo, or Mr. Dickens, Charlie, Charles.
Gonzo, I mean Charlie, are you hurt? And then Gonzo like sits up like he floated up and just like continues the story. But there's a lot of really good meta jokes of it's like the Muppets are people acting. That's one layer of meta humor. They're also like good actors, but they often forget they're acting sometimes. I mean, I think that's like the best of the Muppets. Because it's always like a meta level of humor with but with a lot of joy and appreciation of whatever they're doing.
Yeah. Okay, because do you know what the original Muppets TV show was?
Well,
because like my understanding of the Muppets now is like at least like since Disney has bought them, all the newer incarnations of the Muppets TV shows have been like, we're creating a TV show, like behind the scenes of a TV show. Right? Is that how it's always been?
No, because the original the Muppet Show, was like a sketch show. It was like an SNL kind of thing almost.
But just with puppets. Yeah,
where often like a person, like a celebrity would come in and host. Or like,
seriously?
And would do like segments. So there's a lot of.
Oh my god!
Like I've gone back, and it's also not just like I've gone back and watched, like, what's her name?
Miss Piggy.
No, well, yes, but no, not her.
Jane Fonda.
Well, yeah, I mean, Jane Fonda was absolutely probably on the Muppet Show.
Oh, seriously?
Yeah, like
that was like just the first celebrity I thought of.
No, but the one I'm thinking of, she's in Clue. She's the flames on the side of my face.
I know who you are talking about, even though I haven't seen Clue.
Oh, we have to do Clue.
Yeah, I think it's in like your document, in the document.
Oh, next Halloween. Madeline Kahn.
Madeline Kahn.
Like, there's a lot of I've gone back and watched some of the Muppet Show where like Madeline Kahn is doing a song with like Kermit.
Okay, see,
or
I always thought it was
Gonzo.
like, I thought it was like Sesame Street, where the celebrities will just come on and be like, "Hey, I'm teaching a segment," you know?
No, the Muppet Show was not really a lot of teachable moments. It was like
Well, yeah, but like
it was
I
like
thought it was like they just pop in for a minute and be like, "Hi, Muppets, I'm
no,
just helping out for the day,"
they were like
and then leave. But they're there for like the whole episode.
yes.
Okay.
And they're in like multiple segments. And then it's also like I think the premise basically of the original Muppet Show was that the Muppets are putting on a variety show every week, and then you often see like what goes wrong.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the sketch ideas were like Kermit
That's
tries
like
to
the Disney Muppets show.
yeah.
Like at Disney World.
Yeah.
Where it's like they're putting on a performance, and it's like, I think it's, who is it that something goes missing and they're like looking for
Like the Muppet Show's
Kermit's...
happening and they're doing a variety show, but then like, and sometimes you just see like an actual like, oh, that was a sketch, and then you'll see like backstage where like the Muppets are like trying to figure out like, oh, something went wrong, and they're like
That's
trying to...
fun. Should I watch the Muppets Show?
Honestly, maybe. Or maybe just like look up best of Muppets. I can send you a couple clips that I genuinely go back and watch a lot.
Okay.
The Madeline Kahn ones are pretty great.
Okay. I mean, it sounds so fun, and I love this, so why wouldn't I love the rest of it?
Yeah, maybe you'll love the franchise.
Yeah.
And also the thing that makes me sad about the current state of the Muppets is that it's not the reason it's not doing like amazing, like there is amazingly right now, is because they're just not making good choices with the Muppets IP.
Like Disney isn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like in the past 10 years, Disney has tried to have 3 different new Muppets TV shows, 2 on ABC and then 1 on Disney Plus.
Yeah, and they just...
And I like the 2 on ABC were canceled after like 1-2 seasons, and
the Disney Plus one was just canceled. Oh,
there you go.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, I don't know if it's been canceled because Disney Plus has been around for like barely a year.
And like the shows with the Muppets aren't quite working anymore for various reasons. And I just do another Muppet movie where they do an interpretation of a classic work.
Yeah.
I mean,
what should they do next?
Emma.
What? No.
No, they shouldn't do Emma. No, I was just thinking of Clueless.
Okay, that would be so much fun though if they did like Pride and Prejudice.
No, I would honestly. They could literally do anything.
They could do Pride and Prejudice.
I would love a strange choice. I'd love a Muppets Pride and Prejudice. I'd love a Muppets.
Let's do like the Muppets Little Women.
The Muppets Little Women. There's absolutely so much potential with the Muppets IP, and there's so many like big stories out there that they have not been done. Like, I'd love to see them do a Shakespeare comedy.
Yes. I mean, they could. There's so many Shakespeare.
Yeah.
Thing like plays
or the Odyssey.
Shakespeare wrote plays.
The one I always think of is the Odyssey. Like, that's the one I want.
That'd be cool.
I really want to see them do the Odyssey
because it'd be like traveling and
and I have it like worked out, but it's like
oh. Okay, so Mark, you want to make the Muppets Odyssey for, like,
no,
adaptation.
I don't need to. I want them to make it.
It sounds like you have it written already, and you want to present this to Bob Iger and be like, "Hey, Bob, can you take
I mean, it's not, and it's also like not like an original idea. Like, there's definitely other people who want to do Muppets the Odyssey. I know it's not an original idea, but like, do it. Even if you don't do the Odyssey. I mean,
that'd be cool though.
If you want to go back, because like Treasure Island was also a book from like the 19th century. There's still a bunch of books from like the 19th century.
Journey to the Center of the Earth.
That's a great idea. Muppets. What's the 30,000
Like
Leagues Under the Sea?
20,000. Yeah. I
20,000.
mean, 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea is already in the Disney library. They have that. I mean, like Journey to the Center of the Earth is Jules Verne as well. Like that's the
Yeah.
other Jules Verne novel. Um, what's the one like Trip to the Moon, Journey to the Moon?
I don't know that.
If that's like a Jules Verne story.
There's a
Like,
lot to
oh my God,
do.
what if they did Frankenstein?
I was just about to say that I would actually really enjoy if the Muppets tried to do like a seasonal thing each year.
Okay.
Where they did
Okay,
like an
but, like,
adaptation for Halloween. They did an adaptation of like Frankenstein with the Muppets.
that'd be so cool if they did Frankenstein and like you could, because a Muppets Frankenstein would not make Frankenstein like a full monster.
No.
Like you would actually give dignity to this creature,
Yeah.
and like that is all that I want.
And
in
the Doctor would be
true
played...
adaptation of of Frankenstein.
Yeah,
because,
and
like,
the Doctor would be played by like an actual human, and then all like the townspeople and like the
yes.
people, and I think it would be more creatures and stuff that work in the lab.
Yeah. What's his name?
Maybe the Doctor.
Iago? No, Iago's the parrot from Aladdin.
Yeah, not him.
Igor.
Okay, that's close. Iago,
Dr.
Igor.
Frankenstein's assistant.
Yeah, that should be Kermit. Maybe without a hump, he's just a frog. They do Frankenstein for Halloween, and then maybe they do another thing for Chris. Like, there's so many options of things that like go back to actually making the Muppets like a theater company. There's so many options that they're just not taking and they're doing interesting things, but they're just like big conceptual swings that I think are like playing too hard with the Muppets meta-ness.
Yeah. I feel like Disney is trying to prioritize these other IP things. Like, I mean, how many new Star Wars TV shows were just announced?
Yeah.
And completely ignoring Muppets, when like Muppets makes a lot of, like, if they did it right, like they can make so much money from how much do they make from merch alone each year without creating new Muppets franchises or franchisees or something.
And honestly, if Disney now created Muppets, there would be more Muppet like women characters, which are needed, because right now it's literally Miss Piggy and Janice.
Who's Janice?
Janice is the one in the band who's like pink and has huge lips.
I don't know who that is.
She's the only other female Muppet, and you don't know who she is. And she doesn't really.
No.
She's like a hippie, and she basically goes, "Yeah, man." Like that whole band is like hippies, and then it's Animal, which is just drums.
Okay, no, I think I do know who she is.
Yeah,
maybe.
Yeah, and then like those are the two women Muppets, which limits a lot of the stories. And I think that I would like some new Muppets that are women.
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's a lot to do with the Muppets franchise, and I think that like the shows aren't working, and the retreads of like the Muppet movie like worked. The first the Muppets movie that came out in 2012 of like the new Muppets did work, but then the sequel didn't.
Has there ever been like a Prince and the Pauper or like a Tale of Two Cities?
No.
With the Muppets?
No. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, the only real
adaptation.
adaptations of the Muppets that I can think of off the top of my head are this Muppet Christmas Carol, Muppet Treasure Island, and Wizard of Oz. But yeah, so there's life in the IP, and I want them to bring life into it by it just seems
you want them to bring the Muppets IP to life by the strike of lightning and with electricity. Yeah. I don't know.
Muppets Frankenstein. Yeah, I know what you're doing. I just decided not to help you as you were doing it.
I couldn't get it. I couldn't get it.
Oh yeah, it was a long reach, and I decided to just let you go. With the beginning of this movie, I am really. I know that with a lot of old movies, they do like the long credits in the beginning.
The title cards.
Yeah, title cards, and I tend to shut down with those. With this, I'm in.
Well, because this is like over the overlooking the city and stuff.
Yeah, and and I'm looking at like this incredibly done set, and I'm getting excited by it. And it's beautiful. It's like the way that they do the 1800s British street with all the snow is just like it's it's just cartoony enough to fit in with the Muppets, but also just realistic enough to make
It
sense with all the
looks
humans
like
walking
a
around.
backlot.
Yeah, but in a
Like
good
in a good way. It's not like a real city, but like it looks realistic enough that like, what's the word for when you forget reality and like you're just in the fictional universe?
Oh,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
yeah, where you
Like you suspend your disbelief.
suspend your disbelief. Yeah,
There you go. It's very easy to suspend your disbelief when you have the opening credits being like, "Hi, we're in this fake town."
yeah,
And you're gonna see Muppets in a
yeah.
second.
And listen to the score
Yeah.
and just
It's so good.
relax, get settled in.
Okay, this score is perfect because it has like very minimal jingle bells, but it sounds so Christmassy still.
Mm-hmm.
And like jingle bells are usually the thing that makes things sound Christmassy.
Mm-hmm.
But like I think my like hot take on Christmas songs and Christmas music is that the sad Christmas songs are the best ones.
River.
Yes. Like, but I was more thinking like Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas.
Uh-huh.
And like I'll Be Home for Christmas and like all of those.
Blue Christmas.
Yeah, like those are the best.
I'm Not Ready for Christmas.
Yes.
That's not a famous one. That's just a song I like.
Sure. I was gonna say, is that a joke? I don't know.
No, it's not. It's a song I really like.
Oh, okay. I don't know it.
Mae Whitman sings in it.
Oh, okay. But anyway, I think like there's good pop, like Christmas pop, mainly Mariah Carey, and then there's all the sad Christmas songs that like that's what actually makes me feel like Christmas. Like listening to Judy Garland sing "Have Yourself a Merry Little Christmas" is the thing that makes me feel like it's Christmas.
Yeah, there's a melancholy to this season.
Not like jingle bells. Jingle bells just like makes me feel annoyed. It's just like a lot and like very in your face. And so this score, just honestly, the whole thing, my favorite part of it is that it's about Christmas. Like it's obviously Christmas. Like it's one of the most famous December 25th stories.
Yeah. But Santa doesn't appear.
There
isn't really like an exchange of gifts
about Christmas.
There's a lot of discussion about like the capitalism behind Christmas, like in the way that like it's like,
which is what
like,
makes me sad around Christmas.
Yeah, or even like, do you get you don't, if you have a mean boss, it's like, no, you might not get off for Christmas. You might have to work for Christmas.
My favorite Christmas stories are like just stories about family and like togetherness and the spirit of giving and whatever set at Christmas.
Yeah,
not
and
like
this story is
Christmas.
about a man learning the wrongs of his life and how to be a loving, open person.
Yeah, and it's just like happens to be at around Christmas time.
Yeah,
like A Christmas Carol could so easily be like the night before Ebenezer Scrooge's 50th birthday or something.
Yeah,
and like, hey, Jacob Marley shows up and is like, hey, you're going to turn 50 tomorrow. You're running out of time. You got to turn your life around or else you're going to be like me. But instead it's just at Christmas. So, and that's what I like about it. And also Rizzo and Gonzo are nice. Are there any other parts of this movie that you want to talk about before we get to Grin Media Res and stuff? Because like, really, I feel like I'm just being so repetitive saying that it's great and I love it, and Rizzo's so cute.
I love that in this movie that a lot of it is the actual written stuff from.
Oh yeah, it's like a very faithful adaptation.
It's one of the most faithful adaptations of A Christmas Carol, but they just add all the Muppet funness on top of that, and
like when Gonzo is narrating, he's reading like direct lines from the book. Yeah. But then like
Michael
Rizzo
Caine's
will do something. Like Rizzo will do something and then Gonzo will turn into Gonzo. But like when he's playing Charles Dickens, he is like reciting the novel.
Yeah. Oh wait, my favorite casting choice of a
Okay.
Muppet in this movie is the Statler and Waldorf
Yes, as the Marley
as the
Brothers.
Marley Brothers.
Oh my god. Because like in the book, it's just Jacob Marley.
Yeah.
Like Scrooge only has one ex-business
And
partner.
they added Bob Marley. Robert Marley, Bob Marley as the second Marley
I didn't
brother.
catch that.
And it's an old white man who yells.
Catch that. That's so funny.
And their song is genuinely creepy.
Oh yeah, it is.
We're
Like with
Marley
the chains and
and
stuff.
Marley, oh, and like the deeds of your life
Yeah.
put chains on your soul, and when you die, you're chained and shackled. It's terrifying.
No.
And
Oh
the
wait, so
Muppets.
what's your favorite song? Because this is a musical. We haven't talked about the musical aspect really.
I mean, it's got to be. It is actually the song that Michael Caine sings at the end, just because it's the most. It fills me with joy.
Oh, the one like
Yeah, it's in this.
okay, where he wakes up and it's Christmas and stuff.
Yeah. Oh wait, no, not that one actually. It's the song that Christmas Present sings.
That's mine.
Oh yeah, it's in the singing of a street corner choir.
Yes, that one was mine.
Yeah, wherever you find love, it feels like Christmas.
That one was really fun.
The Muppet that they made for Tiny Tim.
Oh, he's so cute with his little crotch.
It's so cute and so sad.
Yeah.
I think that little frog Muppet who plays Tiny Tim and the little rabbit bunny Muppet.
Oh, the little kid that like the caroler.
Yeah, I
and
think
he says like it's Christmas Day.
Yeah, what day is it, boy? Oh,
yes.
Those two are like the cutest Muppets they've ever made.
Yes.
And they also seem like it's also like cute, but they also seem like a little like they just seem
sad.
so weak. You just wanna hold them.
Well, like Tiny Tim could break at any second, and then the
bunny one gets thrown around.
What about the pigs thing? The pigs that are in Christmas Future. They visit like they see like these pigs that are like in an alleyway.
Yeah.
And they like are giving this spider like thing.
Yeah, they're evil Muppets, and that's the spider ones tend to be evil
what's
Muppets.
The spider one? That one was creepy. I didn't like it.
I think he's an evil Muppet, and he appears in just like villainous roles. It's just like I'm gonna steal things. I don't know his name, but his purpose is to be villainous.
Good.
And then the pigs are usually like Miss Piggy's family.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they often appear as like whenever Miss Piggy needs like servants, they're often other pigs.
Oh, weird.
Or like in Treasure Island.
That's what they do.
Yeah, Miss Piggy is like a queen.
Seriously? Oh my god. Okay, don't tell me too much about Treasure Island. We're gonna watch it.
But there's a bunch of the pig Muppets are around. There's also like some weird Muppets that kind of look like a young Oscar the Grouch. They're just general mean Muppets.
Okay. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, evil Muppets are interesting.
Okay.
Because they're always like the color of a bruise. Like whatever stage of a bruise, they're usually a color of a bruise.
Yeah.
And they often look like rough. They don't necessarily look evil or mean. They look like just like gruff.
Like the burglars from Home Alone.
Yeah. They're like all evil Muppets are the burglars from Home Alone after
like Muppet form.
No, after Kevin bruised them. And they're all purple and blue.
Funny.
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I just want to mention this one little thing before we get to Grand Media Res because it's not my Grand Media Res, but it made me laugh a lot.
Yeah.
Okay. So at the end, when like Scrooge is being nice and stuff, I almost said Grinch. When Scrooge is being nice and stuff, and he's like doing this little montage of like showing how nice he is and caring and stuff, and like buying all these things for people, he gives like a basket of coal to all of his bookkeepers.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be like a nice thing
because earlier in the movie he was like, you don't get coal, you're gonna be cold, it costs money, shut up.
Yeah, like they were complaining about the lack of heat and stuff, but like getting coal at Christmas is like known to be one of the worst things.
Yeah.
Because, like, Santa.
Yeah.
So it was just funny to me that,
See them celebrating getting coal.
yeah, well, it was, like, even more so Santa doesn't exist in this world.
Yeah.
Like, this is a Muppets Christmas, you know?
Yes.
I don't know. It was just very funny that,
It feels like its own. It feels like its own world.
yes, because, like, they're celebrating this thing that, like, we would normally think of as bad.
It's cute.
Yeah, it was cute. I loved the little, were they rats? Or mice? The bookkeepers?
Yeah. There's also Rizzo often has a family.
They're Rizzo's family?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
They also make a really funny. Those like that extra, like Rizzo's extra family of rats are a great running gag in Muppets Treasure Island.
Oh, okay. Well, because he's there was the thing in, like, the Muppets, or in the Muppets Past, in the Christmas Past, um, when it's just like young Ebenezer Scrooge, like, lonely and stuff, and Rizzo says, like, "Oh, this doesn't really resonate for rats or
Yeah.
whatever," and Gonzo's like, "What do you mean? Like, you never were lonely as a kid?" And Rizzo says, like, "I had 1,400 brothers and sisters."
Yeah.
Like, some absurd number
Yeah, we
of.
didn't have space to be lonely. I'm a rat.
Also, I love the little mouse at the end that, like, Ebenezer gives like a little piece of cheese with a
Yeah.
ribbon around it to
Yeah.
her.
The only scene I don't like of the Christmas Present is with those
Okay.
mice when he's singing the song and he like shrinks down to their size.
Oh yeah,
I don't like that.
Christmas Present, like, his body morphing was, like, weird.
Yeah, well,
When,
effects of
like,
the time.
no, not weird as in, like, it looked bad.
Weird.
I
It was
mean
just
weird as in, like,
why
creepy a little
why
bit.
is this your ability?
Yes, kind of. Yes. It was just like, why can't you just teleport or something? Like, I don't want you to change size.
Stop shrinking. Stop shrinking.
Yeah, it
And
was weird. Because he was presented as this full-on giant at the beginning, I was like, oh, cool, we're gonna have a giant. And then he, like, shrunk down, and then I was like, no, we're not. But he's still super giant. It was weird. Well, back to the whole Michael Caine of it all. He's, like, seriously playing up that this is a horror story.
Yeah.
Like, every time he's having a deep realization, you can see the horror in his eyes.
Yeah. He and Miss Piggy and Kermit do genuinely affecting
The
work
emotion of it,
of
yeah.
going through tragedy and also just like human sadness with
When Tiny Tim dies and, like,
yeah.
Miss Piggy's
And a Christmas
crying.
after. Yeah, and Miss Piggy's crying and then has to like fake it
God.
for the kids. It's genuinely so sad.
And it, like, because in the present, she was hiding eating the chestnuts or whatever.
Yeah, she was
Which,
like joking.
What is a chestnut?
I don't know. It's a nut. It's from
Is
a
it
tree.
real?
Yeah.
I always hear, like, chestnuts roasting on the open fire or whatever in that one song.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen a chestnut.
Me neither.
Whatever. Anyway, but yeah, like, Miss Piggy's, like, hiding eating the chestnuts in the Christmas present, and then she's, like, hiding crying.
Yeah.
Kids.
It's so because in the first time you see them in Christmas Present and they're all like happy, but there's like a prevailing sadness of like Tiny Tim's sick, but they're all joyful and enjoying each other.
Mm-hmm.
And then when Christmas Future comes around, you see the next Christmas and Tiny Tim has died, and all the kids are sad. Miss Piggy is crying into her food. Kermit walks in alone because he was visiting the grave and talks about how Tiny Tim would have loved seeing the ducks. Like, it's just
oh my God.
like,
And he, like, his voice breaks and
yeah.
stuff. Oh gosh.
It's genuinely good acting.
Yeah, and these are puppets.
It's always it always needs to be said, even though it's something that has been said a million times. These Muppets are great actors. They're great comedic actors, but they're also great emotional, dramatic actors when they really need to be.
Yeah. It was also really great to see Kermit actually acting, because I feel like all the Muppets content that I have consumed prior to this is like Kermit being the straight man of like, we need to get the show on, like, stop being weird.
Like him being the Lorne Michaels.
Yeah. But like he's not fun or like anything special.
No, he's often getting mad because like people are like messing stuff up.
Yeah. And in this, he's like, I mean, like, he's not fun really at any point, but he's like, well, I guess like he's kind of fun when he's walking home with Tiny Tim and they're like singing and stuff. He's never fun, particularly, but he like gets his moments that are not like boring, annoying, whatever. And it's good. It was good to see Kermit because I have always.
You've seen Kermit; he's the face of the franchise, but you don't know him.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like before watching this, I kind of thought that like Kermit specifically was like overrated.
Mm-hmm.
But now I just realize I never had the proper context to rate him.
Yeah.
And now I have like a little bit more context, and he's good. Muppets are good.
Yeah, Muppets are good.
Yeah.
And on that really insightful note, let's go to Grin Meteor Res. Then let's talk about it. So Grin Meteor Res is our segment where we talk about the thing that made us grin the most during this movie, during whatever we're watching, during whatever we're talking about.
The thing that made us happiest.
Yeah. Valentina, do you want to go first or do you want me to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, go.
Okay. So, my Grim Meteor Res is about Rizzo and Gonzo.
Shock.
So there's a moment where he, like, in the beginning, before the spirit has come, or maybe, like, I think the Marleys have already come. There's, like, kind of a running thing that Rizzo has these jelly beans, and he, like, lost the jelly beans, and then, like, went back to get the jelly beans, and Gonzo's like, hurry up, Rizzo, come on, and then Rizzo's like, but my jelly beans, and stuff. And then there's a moment that they're, like, walking together, and Rizzo says, like, my jelly beans, they were in my pocket the whole time. And Gonzo just gives him this look of like, come on, like, it was like a very, like, I've given that look to my sister of like, I hate you right now, but like I love you.
You're being dumb, but I love you, but you're being dumb.
I feel like you've probably given that look to me before.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And then like it's just Gonzo holds the look for a minute, and then Rizzo just like goes and kisses him on the nose.
Yeah, that's such a weird, because that joke,
little boop, and like it's just so cute.
Like, why did that? Like, it's just such a weird choice that like, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why did he do that? But he did it. It's really funny and cute.
I really loved it. I feel like maybe it was improvised and then they just like left it in, or like it's kind of hard to imagine somebody scripting a moment that good. You know?
Yeah.
But after Rizzo just gives the little kiss, Gonzo just like, he doesn't smile all the way, but like he kind of loses the look that he had before. And he's like, I love you. And it's just so cute. And then they like keep going on with the story. And it's cute.
It's cute and really well done.
And it just makes me, it like made my heart warm in that moment, which is the whole point of Grin Meteor Res.
Yeah, so that's your Grin Meteor Res. The thing that made you smile the most is Gonzo getting kissed by Rizzo.
It was good.
So my Grin Meteor Res moment this week is Sam the Eagle as the school teacher. I love Sam the Eagle. I don't even know why. There's something about the way he's like the only Muppet that takes himself with such seriousness. And I think that's what really makes it funny, because
I feel like the other Muppets are all a little childlike and kind of like naive and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And Sam, is it Sam the Eagle or is it just Sam Eagle?
Sam the Eagle.
Okay, Sam the Eagle. Sam the Eagle is just like fully the adult in the room.
But
and
also
like,
he's the adult in the way that like a
little kid pretends to be the adult.
Yeah, or like a young teenager who's like babysitting for the first time pretends to be the adult.
Yeah.
And the way he says, it's the American way. And then he gets corrected and he says, it's the British way.
Like without missing a beat. He doesn't stumble or like say like, oh, sorry, I got that wrong. He's just
him getting told that he's British in this is really funny to me. The American way. What?
That's funny.
It's the British way. And he shakes. He's just shaking while he says it. I really love it. But yeah, that's my Green Meteor Rose moment. I'm so glad you love this movie, Valentina.
I'm so glad that you chose this for our Christmas episode.
Yeah. Well, yeah, so this is our Christmas episode. But next week.
Oh yeah. Okay. So we're releasing this on December 24th.
Yeah.
Christmas Eve. Because it just so happened to work out like that scheduling wise. So on January 7th, in 2 weeks, we will see you in the new year with our 2020 wrap-up spectacular episode.
Special
that's what we've called it, the spectacular.
Yeah.
So we're just looking back on this awful year that was 2020 and looking at the things that made us happy.
Yeah.
And so we talk about
we're talking about our favorite movies, our favorite TV shows, our music, and our Grin Meteor Res moments of
like our top
the
5
year 2020.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So we're not reviewing like one thing. We're just
talking.
Yeah, we're just talking.
It's
our
about the things
top
we loved.
5 in different genre mediums for the year. Yeah, so thank you for
listening. If you wanna subscribe or leave a review, that'd be lovely.
Yeah, it'd make us happy.
Yeah.
You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at PLS Like This Pod.
PLS Like This Pod.
All of our socials will be in the episode description. Subscribe, review,
and Merry Christmas.
And Merry Christmas!
It's in the singing of a street corner choir.
Instead of our theme song at the end, I'm just going to play that song.
Wherever you find
love, it feels like Christmas. A cup of kindness that we share with another. A sweet reunion with a friend or a brother. In all the places you find love, it feels like Christmas.
Please like this. Please like this. Please like this.